Get ready for an engaging and musical evening at the historic Texas Theater in Dallas, Texas on September 20th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Join us for a meeting of the minds, love and relationship town hall. Brought to you by Alchemizing Energy and Zulu Vision. Sponsored by Real Life Productions, Preference Dating, Inner City Creative Group, and House of Consciousness. Hosted by Sa Netter of House of Consciousness and moderated by Sabrina Williams of Preference Dating. This event features a lineup of renowned experts, including Anton Daniels, Napay Shadah, Kevin Wesley, Amber Ali of Jocelyn's Cabaret, The Smart Guy, Baba Shaka, and Sidney Starr from Batty South Atlanta. Performances by Shaka Zulu and the Tribe Zulu family and Phil Wade. Elevate your experience with exclusive balcony VIP seating, complete with delectable vegan cuisine from Zulu Vegan Cooking. Participate in this interactive town hall where your voice matters. Engage in thought-provoking discussions on topics like dating, polygamy, polyamory, monogamy, swinging, and single lifestyles. Connect with like-minded individuals. Tickets go on sale now, so get yours today because this event will sell out.
All right, we're going to play this one more time just to make sure that everybody in the back heard it. Play that commercial again. I want to make sure everybody in the back heard it and give people the time to join.
Get ready for an engaging and musical evening at the historic Texas Theater in Dallas, Texas on September 20th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Join us for a meeting of the minds, love and relationship town hall. Brought to you by Alchemizing Energy and Zulu Vision. Sponsored by Real Life Productions, Preference Dating, Inner City Creative Group, and House of Consciousness. Hosted by Sa Netter of House of Consciousness and moderated by Sabrina Williams of Preference Dating. This event features a lineup of renowned experts, including Anton Daniels, Napay Shadah, Kevin Wesley, Amber Ali of Jocelyn's Cabaret, The Smart Guy, Baba Shaka, and Sidney Starr from Batty South Atlanta. Performances by Shaka Zulu and the Tribe Zulu family and Phil Wade. Elevate your experience with exclusive balcony VIP seating, complete with delectable vegan cuisine from Zulu Vegan Cooking. Participate in this interactive town hall where your voice matters. Engage in thought-provoking discussions on topics like dating, polygamy, polyamory, monogamy, swinging, and single lifestyles. Connect with like-minded individuals. Tickets go on sale now, so get yours today because this event will sell out.
All right. Welcome to the women's panel. These are the panelists that will be on the show, and I wanted to introduce everybody. I want to give an opportunity for everyone to introduce themselves, and also we also have Nicole. She is our production manager to the event. So we want to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves and give a introduction. So let's talk. Let's start with Nepal. We're gonna go clockwise. So Nepal, Sabrina from Preference, Amber, and then Nicole.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
Great. First I want to say my apologies for not turning on my camera. I usually do, but I'm just trying to do this live stream with y'all and do some other things, some work and everything. But I'm very excited to be a part of this event. Genesis and Sabrina and all the other production crew are doing a great job. I see my lovely co-host is on here, Amber, and so I'm looking forward to doing the show, the event with all the like-minded and some people not so like-minded people. And I just want to say welcome to your guest. I'm sorry, your audience. Welcome to your audience out there, and I hope this will be an interesting build. So thank you. Peace.
Welcome, Nepal. All right, Preference, aka Sabrina. You're on mute. Hold on, let me go ahead. Unmute yourself. Can't hear you. I can't hear your mic. We're gonna go to the next person. Just work your mic out.
Tell her to check her settings in StreamYard. You can hit settings and look at audio. Make sure your mic is working.
Yeah, hit settings and make sure that the mic is like attached to the right microphone, whether it be the internal mic or whatever. Let's go to Amber. We'll come back to you, Sabrina.
Hello, my name is Amber. I am the owner of Bleak's Mukbangs. It is a seafood catering company in Chicago. I'm also from the reality TV show Jocelyn's Cabaret Season 3, and I'm super duper excited to be a part of the panel, and I can't wait for the event.
All right, all right. Nicole, what's up? Introduce yourself. Are you on mute, Nicole? You're on mute. Okay. Let's try preference again. Let's unmute her mic and see if she could like talk.
Can you hear me?
I can hear somebody. Yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me?
now. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I'm Sabrina. I'm the owner of Preference Dating. I started a dating and matching agency, as you could say. Right now, I am focused on doing reality shows, promoting my app, promoting the business, and just getting out here into these dating streets.
All right. Nicole, are you ready to talk? Are you there? Okay, I think we lost Nicole. Okay. So the first question I want to ask you guys is that single, married,
Whew.
uh relationship status. Let's go for that first.
Are we going for me first?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Well, I am single. I like men and women. I prefer a man to be in a relationship with and a woman to just have fun with. Um, Single as a Pringle. That's it. That's it, right? Your dating preference, men and women.
Right?
I'm definitely single, and yeah, I don't want to have kids right now. Maybe in a few years. So I don't know if that was a part of the question, but no kids. And yeah, what about you, ladies?
Uh, which one? Me? Should I go first? So I'm gonna say again, peace. I didn't say peace to Sabrina. I haven't seen you. I've
He's
been on the
beautiful.
phone with you,
Hey, girl.
and
Hey.
yeah, you look gorgeous. I like that single as a Pringle. I am not single as a Pringle though. I am. Uh, what rhymes with married? Married as a what? Married
Married
as a
and
berry?
scary, because I
Oh,
love a new dick.
Married and scary. Married
Okay.
and scary.
no. Well, I am.
Oh, okay. So our buddy, okay, all right, Sidney Starr, she just joined.
Hi,
All right, Sydney,
Hey, girl.
Sydney.
what's up,
Hey.
Sydney? What's up,
Sydney in
girl?
this joint. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Introduce yourself. We're going into like hey, what's your status? Like your relationship? You
Yeah.
got a boyfriend?
Can you guys hear me?
Peace.
Can you guys
You're borging a little bit on your mic, sis.
hello?
And turn your Wi-Fi off, Sydney Star. Make sure that it's not like,
Turn the Wi-Fi off.
yeah, turn it off. Because sometimes when it's on, it jacks up your connection.
Well, I
On,
got
on
it.
the,
I'm doing this off my other phone that
no,
is
we can
on.
hear you good. We can hear you good now. Go
We can hear
ahead.
you
Oh,
now.
okay.
So tell us who you are. Tell us about yourself, and then go into: are you single, married, about to get married, a fiance? Tell us about yourself.
Hey y'all, I'm Sidney Starr, the transgender diva. I am officially thotting it out right now. I am not um dating or single, but I do have different men that I talk to at the moment.
Okay. All right.
I
So
have
Nepal.
I have every day for a man for every day of the week, honestly. So if I feel like I want to hit up one of my niggas that do different things versus another one that just wants to take me out, then versus one that just wants to get down how we get down, then but I do, will say I play safe. I'm not out here bad. I always make sure every dude straps up. So don't be like, oh, she's nasty. But no, I'm
Oh,
actually
you
very,
nasty,
very
all right.
safe. I'm
Keep going,
safe
baby.
with the nasty. I'm safe with the nasty. Let's just put it like that.
So
But,
would you consider
you know,
yourself polyamorous, Sydney?
um, no, I would not consider myself that because honestly, even though I do have different dudes, I am very, very territorial over each one of them. So I will, if I have to, even though I don't fight, but I will beat a bitch ass if I'm with my nigga and you trying to get with my nigga on my day. So let him go back on his day, then it's okay. But when he's
Oh
with
my
me
god.
under my time, then yeah, my time matters. Cause when he's under my time,
Okay,
I'm
speaking of
paying for
your
everything.
time, how is it okay that you can be okay with sharing a man like, oh, it's my time, it's your time? Like, I fought a chick like that over my guy because what do you mean it's your day? Like, this is my man. Every day is my day. So how are you okay with that, Sydney?
Well, so I'm okay with it because it's like that's your problem.
Oh,
He's not mine, but he's my partner. He is with me.
She said that. She said that. Okay.
All right, no,
okay.
Nepal. All right, no, Nepal. Okay, Nepal.
Not
Let's talk
Napa.
about your relationship status. Okay, so
I'm gonna just tell you
Nepal.
like this: y'all all should think of getting into that type of situation because it's so much stress free. It's so stress free. You don't have to really worry about anything. You can sleep good at night. All of that.
Okay.
No drama.
Nepal, what's your relationship status? Go ahead, real quick.
Oh, I forgot to let you guys know, and I'm sugar mama status sometimes too. I'm all
Oh,
Oh,
right with it.
damn. Oh, really?
Mhm.
what?
I'm all right
Carry
with it.
Why haven't
like
the
okay,
conversation changed?
okay.
Hey, Sydney, what you say now?
I'm sugar mama status as well.
Why? What
Mhm.
makes you feel that you need to buy the dick? Don't you think you're enough?
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely get dick for free for sure. But sometimes when I feel like if I'm throwing a little money in a nigga pocket, it makes me feel like I'm in
You're
control.
in control. Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
the honesty.
I've done
I
it.
love
I've
the
done it
honesty.
before. So I
So
know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. Because you are running
period.
the show when you're the like if a nigga can't move without you, you're running the show. He's moving off of
Exactly.
your time. You're definitely in control.
Exactly.
Right. So hold on. Let Nepal talk about her relationship. We're gonna get into all this because I'm about to bring up some of the panel members and what they feel. You know what I'm saying? And we're really gonna get into this because you guys are gonna be up against some men that feel a certain way about certain things, right? So I want to get you guys' opinion on what they've said. I want to bring this up, show you guys what they're saying, and I want you guys to get ready because you're gonna hear some interesting takes. Okay. All right,
Okay.
Nepal, what's your relationship status?
Before I go in, I do see that Nicole is back. If you wanted her to introduce herself.
Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Nobody's cameras is on. Can we turn our cameras on, ladies, or should I just turn mine off?
I'm actually working on another live stream while I'm doing this. That's the love I have for all of you. So I can't really turn my
Thank
camera
you.
on.
I'm not camera ready right now, so I
Yep.
can't. I'm not
Hey,
camera
hey,
ready.
it's all love. If you could like you could do it. Hey, listen, you might find your husband when you get. What I'm saying the ones cammed up might get your husband.
Meanwhile, you guys making excuses, and I'm over here like, oh yeah.
Girl, me too, because I'm
Are
like, I'm
you? Are
all
you?
day,
Are you not ready? Because I'm
sweated
super
out,
ready.
makeup running. I'm like, ugh. But I love y'all, so I
Are
try
you
to
not
do it.
ready? Are you not prepared?
Oh,
All right, Nicole. Nicole, I need you to okay. Let's see if we could get you on here and tell us about yourself, Nicole. All right, she done left. Nicole having technical difficulties. Okay, Napay, go on ahead, Napay.
Okay, well, I am married. I am, first of all, let me let you know my background. I'm a family behavioral counselor. I am a marriage counselor. I specialize in counseling for polyamorous marriages. I don't just counsel for polygynists. I uh, polyandrous, everyone. So that's my specialty. I am in a polygynous marriage, meaning I'm in a marriage with one man and two other women. And I've been married for 3 years in that marriage. I am I am open for all questions, and I respect all different types of relationships, like what I'm listening to on the panel. One of the queens said she's
I can do
bisexual.
that.
Other queen said she is
Maybe two
has
guys, but not no other
multiple
girls.
partners. So it's just, I like to sit back and get to know people and really listen to what they're doing in their relationships, and go from there. Listen to the people, what they desire. But me myself, I am best in a polygynous, meaning the man, one man, and multiple women marriage. So that's why Genesis was so gung ho to let me go, because she was like, Nava, go ahead. I am definitely doing poly. So yeah.
Napa, I think on our last interview that we did on the
Yeah.
last panel, you didn't say these things. Didn't I talk to you?
Yeah, I was actually interviewing. But remember, I didn't really like talk about
Yeah,
myself
you were
too much.
asking me the questions. Well, goddamn, I got some questions to ask you.
Okay, that's fine. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
We'll get into that later. Is there anything else you want to tap on, Genesis?
I'm trying to get Nicole to finally be able to introduce herself.
Can, can
Nicole,
y'all can y'all hear me?
yeah, we can finally hear you. Go ahead, Nicole.
Yes.
No, I think what happened was that my Bluetooth was on. So yes, I'm Nicole Allen. Everybody, nice to meet you. I am
Hey, girl. Hey.
heterosexual. I'm heterosexual. Been married for going on shoot 20 married. Okay, together 20 years, married 16. And I mean, I'm open minded. I say that I'm open minded. I've had experiences in my younger days, but yeah, I've been married for a while. But so I'm from the Dallas Fort Worth area. Went to college at Prairie View A&M University. Lived in Houston for about 10 years. Moved back to Dallas late 1990 2000. Started working in the entertainment industry. Started in radio for CBS Radio, which is now Viacom. Right around the time they bought BET, and they kind of became a big conglomerate. I worked in radio for about 10 years. Got my first acting. Well, I'm not gonna say acting, but my first film production opportunity working on Any Given Sunday. That was my first. That's when I got the bug to do film. So I've been working in the film industry for the past. Well, I got back. I left. I had my son 2006. I got out the industry for about 10 years to raise him, and then I went back. So I've worked on commercial projects. I worked on reality TV show. I worked on several films, from producer to assistant director to writer. I have writer credits, assistant director credits, producer credits, production assistant credits. And so that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm actually working on trying to put together my first film project as executive producer, but I'm trying to raise the money. And right now with the writer's strike and the acting strike, ain't nobody talking no big deals right now. So trying to come up with some reality TV shows to do some pitches so we can make it do what it do. So that's pretty much my spiel. I'm working on production. I guess a stage manager slash PR slash production, whatever Genesis needs. She whatever she needs. Whatever I can do. If I can't do it, I decide I can do it. This is going to be a very interesting topic because I mean, I just heard the poly. I had to log on, log back on. I heard her say she had one man and two girlfriends. I was like, oh shit. But I feel you though. I do. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure trying to take care, work, take care of a house, take care of your kid, and take care of your man. So to have somebody, it's almost like getting a massage chick. It's so funny because I was watching Zatima the other day, and they heard, I don't know if y'all watch it, but it's a show on BT, and it's from Sisters. And she was like she couldn't handle her man, so she went and bought him one of the little plastic vaginas. And I was like, because it's hard. I'm interested in
Man, the
what
AI is taking over, honey. The AI got you. The AI, the computer sound,
yeah.
the computer voice. All right. All right. So what I want to do first is I want to introduce you to some of the cast members, the male cast members that you're going to be interacting with, right? So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you some of the things they have been saying. We have been interviewing them individually, right? We've been interviewing them individual. Now I want you to hear some of the things that they say because I want you to be prepared. I want you guys to
Amber,
understand
what are
like
you
the
smoking on?
huh?
Oh,
All right. So we're gonna start off with the smart guy. Let's start off with him first. And we're gonna discuss what he says. Go ahead.
The enemy in terms of applying the black woman to destroy me and
I just want to
essentially
let y'all
destroy
know,
herself
all black women, y'all are flat tires. I just want to let
in
y'all
the
know that.
process.
This is the guy who I
Okay.
got a crush on.
So
You are
again,
flat
until
tire to
black
him.
women check their ego and hold themselves
Check
accountable
your
and can
ego.
be held accountable and can hear what I'm saying. I just said that you're being used. So yes, you're the blame. It's not about people here blame and they can't even take it because it's ego.
Blame for what?
If you got 4 tires
The
and your
failure of
tire and your front
relationships
right
and
tire
families
needs to be filled
and
up,
society
and in the
today.
car when you drive and the car is leaning this way, what tire do
Okay,
you blame?
whichever one's weak,
I'm
whichever one
asking
ain't
you.
got no air.
Okay. I will blame. I'm gonna blame the tire that's flat.
Exactly. Black women are flat tires. Okay?
Okay.
So it's not your fault. See, it's not your fault, but you have to understand where you stand in this game of
Mm-hmm.
chess.
Mm-hmm.
So when you understand, now you can stop being used. You can stop letting that white man poke that hole in the tire. Because I'm driving. The black man is driving. You can stop letting the white man poke that hole in your tire.
We
You can
can't
stop
hear you,
saying,
Sabrina.
no,
I'm
I
just
love my
playing the
black man.
audio. I'm playing
He
the
ain't no
audio,
trick.
but
He ain't
I'm
no
gonna cut
I
it off
love
in a
my black
second.
man. Back up.
Mm-hmm.
See, you can stop the programming, and you can stop programming and conditioning the little black boy, your son, to be less of a man because you don't even know what a man is or value or respect or love a man. You see, and all this information is in the Willie Lynch letter. But how many black women who hate to be held accountable even have ever even read the Willie Lynch letter?
All right,
How many
pause,
black women
pause,
understand?
pause it right there. Pause
He
it right there. Now
sounds
we're gonna hear.
slow, and I don't got a crush on him no more. He sounds slow as hell, and I can't
All
wait to see
right.
his ass on the 20th.
See, two things can be right at the same time because women do need to be more accountable. There's no if, ands, or buts about that. Women do need to be more
But
accountable
we're
because
not
we need to
flat
be.
tires,
No,
okay?
not at all. Not at all. But we do need to be more accountable because it's us who choose the men that we choose to procreate with. So yes, we do need to be more accountable for the reproductive system and who procreate with. So with that, he's right. But at with the second part of what he's wrong, what he's wrong about is if he's saying black men are the drivers of these cars, then he's in control of keeping the maintenance up on the car. So he's supposed to be looking at the signals in the
Tires while we
car.
was riding. You talking
That
about which
part.
tire we blaming?
But
Nigga,
I'm
the
just saying,
tires was your
even
point. You supposed to watch that.
but if something's wrong with your woman, because he's comparing the tire to the woman, it's
Oh,
all kind of signs and signals that comes on, right? Like in the car, the yellow light come on to let you know your tire's low. Well, isn't your woman acting different? Is something going on? You're not paying attention to her needs. So how is that her failure when that's really his failure? If there's a man in the house, that's where she should have came on as far as when she was asking these questions. I would have brought that up. Well, didn't you failed?
But is he not to blame? Because these are the women he's choosing to deal
That's
with.
the women that
The
he's
same
choosing.
one, the
Yep.
same women that you're talking about.
Yep.
You're choosing to deal with them, and you're
Yep.
attracting who you are and on what level you are at that moment. Whatever
Yes.
you are, that's what you bring in towards yourself. That's what you're
Absolutely.
attracting. So how
Exactly.
can you say the black woman is the flat tire?
Exactly.
Well, if the black woman is the flat tire, you're the engine that's going out any day now.
Any day now.
So the car's going nowhere regardless. Because without
Yes.
the engine and without the tires, you can't get nowhere.
And how did he let it get so flat? It's one thing for it to, have a little. How did you let it get flat?
That was a good one. How you let it get so flat?
How you gonna let
That
it
was
get
a good
flat?
one.
Again, you're not paying attention to your household. You're not checking the temperature of your household as a man is supposed to.
Damn, I didn't know he was like that. I'm about to go on a panel with some people and I
Yeah,
need to
sorry,
do my
boo.
research. Jesus.
Your crush is crushed.
I need to,
Okay.
yeah, I don't have a crush on him no more. My crush is definitely crushed. I
Uh-uh.
thought he was fine. He done opened up his mouth and fucked everything up.
What do you think, Sydney?
Um, hold on one second. Hold on. Oh, it's a bit toxic masculinity going on. A lot of toxic masculinity. Can they hear me?
Yes, we're
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
And I don't know, girls. I,
What
I,
day of the week would he be?
I'm a trans woman. So I don't know if it accounts, if it matters for me at all.
Yes,
I
it
don't know.
does.
I'd like to ask him what he thinks of us ratchet trans women like myself.
Why you gotta be ratchet? But what
Well,
day
I
of the week?
mean, I'm a little ratchet, a little classy,
You little ratchet?
all of the
Okay.
above.
We're
But
at the moment.
I want to know what he thinks of women like me. So I might have
Sydney,
to
make
just
sure your
ask.
phone is not rubbing up against nothing. Make sure you got your phone like just out and free because it sounds like you're knocking up against something or something. It's just not a clear audio.
It's my titties knocking up against the mic.
Okay, well, get the audio, get the phone
It
off
sounds
your
better now.
titties. Get the phone off your fucking
It's
titties, man.
free now.
It's
I
my
need you to learn
tits,
how to use
honey.
them, okay?
Yeah.
We mastered this.
If it ain't lit like a tit, it's not going right.
So I'm gonna show the next one. Okay, all right. Go ahead and play the next one.
They all want me to call. I grew up confused. I got beats. I was black and blue. And you wonder why I'm in school acting a fool. I'm cutting class, picking fights, couldn't follow the rules. Free lunch won't cut it. I'm still hungry. I need food. Hooked up with Daryl. Yeah, I'm selling weed now, mama. I'm making moves. You put a pins woman out, left me in the system. Plus, you ain't called back. They ain't love what you call that. If you ain't want a son, mama, you should have
Is
left
he
me in that ball
rapping?
sack. Two sides of the story, but I ain't having it. Too many demons inside I got to battle with. Whoever trying to play devil's advocate, y'all don't understand how real this is. I was just a kid, 5. Had to look my mama in the eyes, half sleep, half high. You wonder why I'm outside, smoking weed, pistol in my pocket, throwing out gang signs. You a junkie, mama. How you
Well,
gonna
that
demand
explains
respect? I
everything
guess you
right there.
beat me
He
because I
has
look
mommy
like the man
issues.
that left. A spitting image
Yeah.
of my daddy, huh?
He has mommy
That's why you slap
issues.
me. Can nothing
And
please
daddy
you? You ain't
abandonment
never.
issues.
I mean, so
Okay.
that'll be
Well,
like,
that explains it
I'm
all.
just, whatever I go through in my life, I put in my music. Whatever I went through in my life, I put in my music, and then I try to find solutions to the problems I had and the solutions I gained over time dealing with the problems I had and sharing with my listeners so I could be their wet floor sign in my music and
He's
help them
so mad
avoid
at women
pain,
though.
struggle, and strife.
Because he
Already.
got mama issues.
Exactly.
Mad because his dad wasn't
Wow.
there.
So
So
you
okay,
Mama
he
you
wasn't
accounts
you
for
either
it.
shit.
accessing healing through your music allows you to help others heal.
Yeah, no.
All right, stop it
Me
right there.
sharing,
Listen, stop it right there. Go to
She ain't
45.
asking him the right fucking questions.
He need a hug.
Go to 4532, Azine. Go to 4532. Because I really want to talk about what he says right here. That I want to go.
they all want me to call. I grew up confused. I got beats. I was black and blue. And
Oh,
you wonder
oh,
why I'm in school
4532.
acting a
Hold
fool.
on. Let me see. Let me see.
Genesis, can I ask you a question? May I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So maybe we could get him up here, or at least contact him on the phone.
I've tried to. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying. Hold on. Let me just. I want to bring this one thing up. Hold on. Let me present it real quick. I want to show this because, But you know what? That's for the conversation y'all have together is going to be for the show, right? But I want
That's
to
what
be able
I'm
to
saying.
discuss
Let's
this.
save that for the 20th because I don't even want this is like too good. He got a lot to say and I feel like we just need to hear it on the 20th so we can attack it one by one. Let's not let the cat out the bag here.
I agree.
And then now that I hear more of where he's come from, I really sympathize with him because he's broken, he's hurt. So instead of coming at, looking at him like, oh, okay, he's talking, well, he is having toxic behavior, but bad behavior comes from somewhere. Now we know where. So it's like, damn, now I just want to give him a hug and a lollipop.
A hug and a lollipop. A hug and a wing and a prayer, honey. Let me see. I'm trying to get this one. Hold on. Let's see if this is the one. All right, let's talk about. Okay, I'll play it right here.
know you being used. So you don't know it's easier.
All right.
They don't want to be held accountable. The black woman ego has to be destroyed. This is the problem. I am blaming black women. Yes, I said it. Yeah, let me say it. Let me address this big funky elephant in the room. Okay? I'm blaming black women for their lack of application of knowledge, due diligence, and being studious. I blame black women for their lack of due diligence. Not all of them, but most of them, especially in our culture. You're being used, and you acting like you don't know you're being used.
When he's talking, I want y'all to know he's talking to his mom.
Housing that it is for black
He's
men.
really talking to his mom.
Let's talk about it. You don't know it's easier for a black woman to get employment than a black man. This is the system is designed. You don't know years ago they said if you want to get welfare or get Section 8, you can have it, but the black man can't be in the house.
Oh, Monica.
So you got a lot of
We know
brothers
that
in broken
though.
homes.
We know
Just
that.
because
We know that.
do you know they
What's
got
the
rid of
climax?
factory jobs?
To the climax.
Do you know that black men used to be the head of the household, but why are they not the head of the household? Huh? Do you know that the Willie Lynch, how they programmed the minds of the slaves, they made the black woman
We know that. Now
hyper-masculated
what?
and non-dependent on the
Young black
man,
brother?
embarrassed that black man, beat him, sexually sodomized that black man in front of that black woman, so she could not have respect and value for that black man, and then raped her, and then put the fear of God in that black man, and he did nothing, and then so she's been conditioned for years to not want anything to do with a black man other than physicality and sex and breeding. This has been a program for over 400 years that black women have been under. So I'm blaming them. Yes, I blame black women for.
Okay. So this is the one of the people that's going to be on the panel. So I wanted to like at least get an idea, like this is what we're going to be talking about. Like so it's not just a bunch of like subjects like we're talking about some real subjects like some real anger that the black man is having against the black woman. These young men were up here talking about the Willie Lynch letter, and they don't think we read that the black woman don't know about none of this. All right.
At the same time that there were black men that were put out the homes and all that, it was a lot of stand-up black men that told their wives, look, we don't need the government. I'm going to work 2 jobs. I'm going to do what I have to do. There's a lot of black men that didn't get on crack. A lot of black men that didn't go out there and gang bang. That stood 10 toes down for their families. So just because that large group of black men did, and the women chose to get on Section 8 or whatever they had to do, there's a lot of men that didn't. So again, it's all about choices. The choices that even today, that black men are choosing either to be in the household or not to be in the household. You can't blame what happened in slavery as far as what's going on today, whether he wants to go with his side chick or another dude or whatever, to why he's not in the household with his wife and kids or baby mama and kids. I mean, so it's all about choices.
Yeah, I wanted.
My thing is, it's not a problem when the black man can leech off a black woman. The black woman been taking care of the black man for years. It was never a problem with having Section 8 then. What's the problem now?
And then why is it okay? Why would a black man have a problem? If the government has more sense than some of these black women, because the government is saying, if I'm taking care of your kids medically, physically, putting a roof over their head, putting food in their mouth, giving them school supplies, there's no man allowed in that household. There's not a man supposed to be in the household.
But that was
So
always
if there's
weird
a
from the
woman that's
jump.
allowing a man in that
Yeah,
household, she
yeah,
got more. She
but
got
That was
that's
rights than
always
but that's
weird
everybody
from
also
else.
a
the
form.
jump.
But that's yeah.
It was weird
That's a
from the
form of
jump.
separation. And to me, I think that's a form of separation. It's like, oh, I help you, but he can't be there. That's a form of
Well, he shouldn't. He
separation.
don't
Like
need to be
why
there
can't
anyway, though. He doesn't
yeah,
need to be
but we
there
got it.
anyway.
But no, but realistically, we have to be real about how it all where it all started from. It started in the '70s when our men couldn't get jobs, and I
But we're
mean we got to
talking about 2024. We're talking about
okay. Well, no,
2024, where
but
even
it's
people that's been to prison, they can't even use the excuse of I've been to prison, so I can't get a job. You can get a job anywhere now,
Well, I think
yeah,
that we
even with
okay.
a
everything is
record.
already set in stone at this
Yeah,
point.
but what I'm saying, yeah, but it's already the system has already been designed to keep us down, though.
So
And
how
yeah,
did?
Exactly.
you can get,
So why is it that
and
there are
yet,
people that make it? Why are there people that make it out? Because of the
I mean, because
mindset, right?
it definitely is a
So we can
mindset.
play the victim
However,
mindset, or we can play or we can be who we are, and that's kings and queens and survivors out here. We can play the victim, or we can be what we're supposed to be and who we're supposed to be.
I mean,
I
it
grew up
definitely,
making lemonade out of lemons. I don't know have any
but
other
you got,
mindset than that.
I mean, but a lot of people, I mean, and I had that same mindset, and I had to realize that everybody don't have the same drive.
But that
Everybody
is
don't
a
have the
choice
same.
for them not to have that drive,
I
though.
totally agree. Trust me,
Yes, we
I
can't
totally
blame
agree.
nobody.
No, and you shouldn't blame anybody because I mean, as an adult, you are responsible for your own choices, and
Yep.
no, you shouldn't blame anybody. However, there was systems play. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's. I don't know. I hope nobody. I hope nobody on this panel is a Donald Trump supporter. But if you are, okay, I don't. No disrespect intended. However, look at his situation. We're going through the system versus a black man situation going through the system. It's not the same. So you can't just say, oh, well, you should just be able to do this and be able to do that when circumstances and situations have kept you down for decades. It started from your great grandfather, for your grandfather to your
Hmm.
grandfather. And yes, you should be able to just, oh, well, you know what? I got to just get it together because I got it. But there are circumstances and situations that are designed to keep men down. I've been on corporate jobs where there were no fucking black men in positions of management.
Hmm.
There were no, I mean, most of the positions of management were upper management were white males. So, I mean, you go in these companies and shit, and it's white men running it. So if you can't, if you're not given an
Monica, mute
opportunity,
Sydney. Mute Sydney. Somebody mute Sydney.
you said what? I'm sorry.
Somebody mute Sydney
Say it again.
Somebody.
because her background is echoing like real. That noise is like all I hear. I can't really hear anything. So Sydney, mute yourself, or Monica mute Sydney so that we can
Yeah,
hear it right.
she's muted. But also Nicole got like a weird background too. So, all right. So go ahead. You wanted to say something,
Yeah,
Amber?
this the audio is sounding horrible, y'all.
Go ahead, Amber. You want to say something?
Oh no, I'm listening.
No, I'm just saying it's
Amber.
easy. I'm just saying
Well,
it's easy.
I'm
It's
listening
easy
to
to
you,
say.
ladies.
It's easy for us to say, oh, it's a personal choice. It's a personal choice. But when you have not been put in a situation where you are given an opportunity, the opportunities that the other people, let's keep it real, privileged white men have been given, how the hell are you supposed to do it?
I agree. You know, when we dealing with shit like just because of the hood you from and your ethnicity and background, your credit score already start off lower than the next person just because. Like, it's certain white motherfuckers who from different neighborhoods, they getting a certain credit score at 18 just like me. But just because I'm from the west side of Chicago, his shit or her shit is way higher than mine. And I had white friends. That's how I knew this type of shit was true. You know what I mean? So it's like I definitely feel like certain people get certain advantages, but you also just gotta stop making fucking excuses and get down how you live and do what you got to do to get yourself on. Like, period, point blank. You
Listen,
can't blame shit else.
I totally 100% agree with you. But again, that goes with changing the mindset. We're coming, again, and we are still living in a slavery mindset. I'm not,
Well,
but I'm
that's
just
what
saying, as a
Kanye
people,
said. That's what
yeah,
Kanye said. We're still
yeah.
slaves, and everybody got upset with him when he said that, but he was telling the truth. What was the lie?
He definitely was, and
Yeah,
I agree, and I agree with him.
yeah.
Now, I mean, with Kanye's approach, it's hard to say that shit when you're married to a white woman. I mean, but I'm just saying that's what
I mean,
people. I think that's where the disgust came in, like the nerve of you when you a whole fucking slave for the Kardashians. So,
right, right.
but yes, but we have to understand, and this is why I have to, because I'm raising a black boy, and this is why
Hmm.
I have to be patient and mindful when I'm dealing, because I'm telling you, I get annoyed, especially in the entertainment industry, in the industry I'm in. I
Hmm.
get super annoyed with black men. All this crying on Facebook, I get on it like, get your ass off Facebook with that shit.
Tyrese. Tyrese is the
Right?
poster boy for crime. But like, really?
Yes. And
Okay.
I tell my crew and my guys, like, yo, get off Facebook with that shit. That's not for Facebook. But I had to realize, Spirit spoke to me and he said, you have to realize they have never had a avenue to vent. As women, we talk to our friends. We've been talking, girl, this is what you do, this, that. And they don't really have that because they don't really talk to nobody. So I had to, I was like, okay, I had to start being more patient. Like, I have to understand, like, where we come from. And yeah, you can easily say, and you at 30, Amber, can easily say, well, it's time to get over it. That's true. But you have to unprogram decades of programming. That's it. I mean, and so as women, as black women especially, we have to learn to be patient. And trust me when I tell you, my patients are thin, but the Spirit has to always remind me, because I'm in a position of influence. I'm in a position of leadership. So I have to be mindful of what I post on Facebook. There are times I be wanting to say shit so bad, and the Spirit be like, don't you do it, don't you do it, don't you do it. I'm going through stuff right now within my industry, within the Dallas entertainment industry right now. I'm going through shit right now with some shit that's going on within our little organization, our little circle. And it's like, I want to, but I can't, because I have to understand my position as a leader, my position as a producer. I can't, I can't. So I have to just bite my motherfucking tongue and not say anything. So we have to always be mindful of where we are coming as a people. And it's getting better. It is getting better. I do see progress, but we have to be patient, because we can't expect people to change when we are living under decades of conditioning. And with that, I'm out. I'm gonna let y'all finish.
I can respect that
So
totally.
I want to also hear from Sydney, because I wonder, do transgenders go through the same kind of thing where, I mean, we go through it where we're getting criticized, right, from the black man about stuff, about how we as black women do that. Does that bleed over into the transgender community at all?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
So you heard what Smart said, right? Does
Hmm.
any of that bleed over into the transgender community? Do the transgender community, as transgender woman, do you feel like when he's talking about like this issue that he's also talking about you as a woman too, as a transgender, or do you feel separated from that?
I do feel a little separated from it, but at the same time, we still shared somewhat of the same experience. But as a trans woman, we tend to, some of us done, been through these type of things just growing up. So we don't really take men serious like that. Feel what I'm saying? Like, it's, I don't even want to put myself in them predicaments. This is why I always encourage just, just date out, find what works for you. Because not all men is like that, but it's some men out here that's really hurt and they're having mommy issues and their daddy wasn't around. So I just don't entertain them type of men. I have my fun and keep it moving.
Let me
When you
ask you this,
what?
Sydney,
Go
if
ahead.
you don't mind, because you actually have this experience from both sides as a man before you trans and as a trans now that you're a woman. So when you were in your
But what
uh
makes you think that I have that experience as a man when I've never been
I don't that was my
Yeah,
question
y'all
I was
so
about to
aggressive
ask.
with it. Jesus.
That's what I was about to ask. Did you have that experience?
Lord have mercy.
I started transitioning at 18. I didn't even get a chance
Okay.
to go through those type of things.
Okay. Okay.
Well, no, I'm not trying to be aggressive. I was just wondering if,
No,
like,
not at all.
please don't
I
take
didn't know your
offense.
story as far as when
I'm
you
just
started
wondering,
your
is
process.
like when you hear this, do you identify from like with the outrage? Like as a woman, I'm like, when I hear that, I'm outraged. Like, what do you mean? Like we don't know, we ain't read a book, we don't know what we're doing, and we're the flat tire and this, that, the other. Like I wanna know, how does that make you feel hearing a black man talk to a black woman this way? How does that make you feel?
She said she don't deal with it.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
How does it make you feel hearing a black man, right? That's a young black man blaming black women for everything, basically. Like we don't take accountability. We're jacked up. We're the one that's wrong about everything.
Well, I
And
pretty much, like I just told you, at the end of the day, he sound like somebody then broke his heart. He having mommy and daddy issues at this point, and it's fucked up to hear a black man talk down on a black women.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's nothing nobody could really do. You know, that's why you got to start screening these niggas. You feel like you gotta really screen these niggas and know what type of nigga you messing with. Cause not all black men is like that. But nowadays it's like black women did this, black women did that.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
even know why that affect black women nowadays.
And it absolutely
He
shouldn't
might as
because
well get a man.
no. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it should not affect us. I have a brother that is just like that. We have the same dad, different mothers. But again, spirit deals with me. Spirit deals with me a lot in how I handle people because I'm an empath and I know that I'm an earth angel and I know that I'm in a certain position when much is given, much is required. My brother, he hates black women. I hope he hear this because I mean he can argue, but he hates black women. He has an issue. But every time we have a debate or a conversation, Spirit always tells me you have to look at his mama. Even my mother said, "Baby, you got to be patient with him. You know his mama. You know who his mama is." So I have to. A lot of it is mama issues. Any man who has a issue, anyone, women too. A man who has an issue with their mother, that they don't have a healthy relationship with their mother, they're never going to be able to love a woman properly. That's why I tell my young sisters, always, the first thing you need to ask a man, the first thing you need to figure out about a man before you get serious or get involved with him is his relationship with his mother. That's going to tell you everything you need to know. Because if he don't have a good relationship with his mother, he will never be able to love you properly because that's who teaches you how to love. That's why I show my son love because he's going to be able to reciprocate that love to another woman. So a man who doesn't have a healthy relationship with his mother, they're never going to be able to love a woman properly. I don't care how much you try to turn flips and hips and do tricks in the bed and cook and all that. He's not. And it's the same.
But
It's
it's
the
men
same thing
out
with
here that's
women.
close to their moms and
Girl,
still
that
can't
and
fix
all
their
that
shit.
being
So
patient, your hair wrap, girl, I don't want to put this on this, please, my man. Girl, these men don't care nowadays. But it's a very few out here, and it's sad that black women is going through this in 2023. And the first
I
man y'all
agree.
gonna say is the white man. When y'all gonna
I
start holding y'all self accountable?
listen. I've been telling my sisters go out there and find you an Indian. Go. Them Indians got
right,
bread.
so I wanted to get into that. So I know Sydney, she said something like
and
divest. Did you say divest? Did you say like to? Did you
you
mean that we
said
should
the
stop
Indians are
dating
good.
black men and start dating white men? When you said that, Sydney?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said what again? No, I was saying was, and they try to, put paint these narratives and like black women a problem, and some of these black women falling for the okey doke. What they trying to make you wear hair wraps now and don't do this, don't wear that, talk like this, rest of your femininity. But they don't even want to hold themselves accountable. We ask for the bare minimum, and we still think to keep getting it just keep getting worse. Ain't no more being patient with these men. Y'all need to start checking these men and putting their ass in their motherfucking place and start screening them, like I said. Because if they ain't come from love, they ain't gonna never know what love is, no matter what you
That's true.
do. Bitch, you can do
That's true.
black flips off the motherfucking ceiling, bitch, and he's still gonna
That's
talk
that's
down as if
that's
ain't no
true.
motherfucking black woman raised him.
That's true. That's
Baby,
true.
get you
That's
a
absolutely true.
man. That's what y'all need to start telling. I start asking these niggas if they gay.
Listen,
That's what he
hello.
said. Sounds kind of gay to me. Like if you're the flat tire and. But anyway, so let's get into this.
Wait,
Okay,
what
so
about wait? What about the flat tire?
he called the black woman the flat tire. He says that the black man is driving the car and we're the flat tire, and we need to stop letting the white man flatten us or something like that.
That he sounds just like my motherfucking brother, who would hate his motherfucking mama and don't like black women, but live on black women, but will uphold a white woman in the fucking heartbeat. So yeah, that's that mama issue shit. I don't know too many black men who have healthy relationship with their mothers who talk and act like that. I'm just gonna be real. Now I'm speaking personal experience because most of my family, the men in my family are real men. So when I hear that type of shit, I'm like, you don't like your mama. That's the first thing I start asking. And I tell my sisters, like, see what type of relationship he have with his mama and see how he talk about his ex. Because the biggest turn on for me, the biggest red flag is any man who will dog out his fucking ex. Oh, yeah, you trash. Or who don't
Y'all
have a
need
relationship
to
with his
start
mama.
asking these niggas. Y'all need to start asking these niggas,
These
do
are the
they suck
questions to
dick?
ask right there.
Y'all need to start asking them, do have they ever sucked dick before?
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
I
See,
believe so. You better.
that's the shit women want to
You
hear. I'm going
better.
to tell you something, especially in this
Do you
entertainment
think
industry.
they'd be honest about that? That they've done that? Come on
No,
now.
but let me
No,
say this.
honestly, yes, I'm very honest when I say that.
Yes,
Honestly,
no,
what I
but
mean, because
seriously.
it's a lot of straight men that love trans women that suck trans dicks. It's still a dick.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, especially in this entertainment industry, I have seen it so many times. And I know actors right now that I know get down with men who have whole girlfriends. I'll be like, damn, I wonder did she know? Damn, I wonder did she know? Damn, I wonder if she know. I'm telling you. Yes, that shit's real. You're right. I
Yeah.
respect that shit. That's true. But you know
That's
what?
what I meant to say, because I don't mean to say like, "Hey, have you sucked a dick off a man's body?" Meaning, I'm just saying, have you sucked the dick in general? Meaning, if you done sucked a dildo, you done sucked a trans girl dick, you done sucked something.
Ooh,
Just asking
shit.
if they done that before, because if they done that, then that might could answer all the reasons of how they act and why they act the way they act, nigga.
Ooh.
Because you suck dick. That's why.
Man, I'm telling you, that's real. That's real, sis. That's real. I'm telling you, I see, especially in this industry, I see it all the time. I know personally men that I know sleep with men walking around with girlfriends. And I be wondering, damn, I wonder if she know. I ain't gonna tell her, but I wonder if she know. I wonder if she know. Listen, there was an interview, and I can speak on it because it's out there. There was an interview that TK. I don't know if you mind me saying other content creators' name on your platform, Genesis. If you don't mind, I'll say it.
I don't care. Go ahead.
Okay, there's an interview that Tasha K did with an artist by the name of Avion, and he went into graphic
Yeah.
detail about sleeping with
Eh,
Kevin,
yeah.
Wendy Williams' husband, and he gave graphic ass detail. He said that he had just got through taking a dump, and he licked his ass and didn't care. I was like, oh shit,
Ate
I'm
his
done.
ass. Ate.
And his wife was sitting right there eating grapes, listening to
What?
the whole shit. I'm like, oh my god. So so you're right, but a lot of times women don't
That's
care.
insane.
Yeah, a lot of times women don't care. They be like, oh, okay. I mean, it's some weird ass shit going on out here. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna let
So
y'all talk.
so listen. So we went into that. So one thing we have to worry about is like the fact that these men, like they might be feeling like certain way about women, but they also might have like a tinge of like a little squeegee of like a like little like to suck a little dick a little once in a while. You know what I'm saying? So they might be a little, what I'm saying, bisexual. Now that's when we get into let's go into like one of the panelists is actually into the swingers and also into the BDSM community. And then that also gets into polygamy. So I want to like bring up uh I want the pod to chime in on this. Please play the Kevin Wesley interview about his wives and how they run their relationship in a polygamous relationship. Can't hear you. I mean, you gotta eat some. What are you gonna do? Like, how do you do that?
So we have a schedule, right? Mondays and Tuesdays, Jamie and I spend our time together. We go out, we find things to do, enjoy ourselves. On Wednesday and Thursday, Lacey and I hang out together, and we do the same thing, and we find special things to do, and we give each other 100% of our attention. Whatever happens during that time happens during that time. On weekends, I spend time with my children. Of course, say like on Friday when that comes about, I've left Lacey now. It's Friday. That night I'll sleep with Jamie. Saturday night I'll sleep with Lacey, and then Sunday night I'll do this like mid thing where I sleep with Lacey at first, and I wake up in the middle of the night, maybe about 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I go, take care of my body, wash myself, meditate, get my mind right, and then go hop in the bed with Jamie. So I don't have a relationship where they're jumping up, running to sleep with me.
Like mechanical computer chip stuff. Like, come on now. Like,
that's what I was thinking. Like, is this scheduled every week?
Yeah, it's a every week thing. That way,
like be in the kitchen sometime and she might be cooking, and you just be like, it looks good cooking. All right, okay. Stop right there. So, what do you guys think about that from a polygamous?
This is another guy that's gonna be on the panel.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, this shit is weird.
This exists in today's society. Now, Napay, she's in a polygamous relationship. Is your relationship equally as mechanical, where like each person has their time, or is it just free flowing? Everybody like kind of loves each other, like just
equally as mechanical. I'm sorry. What? Who's this mechanical?
So, did you hear about how Kevin he breaks up the time between his wives? Like one wife has like the Sunday, the other wife might have Saturday. They don't like intervene on each other's time. So when he wants to have sex with one wife, he's just with that wife, and then that wife can't come during So it's like really like not mechanical, but I would say like very structured, so to speak, right? So is it like that as well in your relationship?
Well, first off, I want to say all relationships are structured, and they should, or at least they should be. It's just that with polygyny, there's more, because there are more people, obviously, right? Then we have to have more organization. But all relationships should have. I tell everyone, you should have sit down together and have clear design, like this is what I desire, this is what I expect, clear expectations. Even when I heard the one sister say, she has a different man for every day, even if you don't write it down, you should be letting that person, if you're single, whatever interaction you're having in a relationship, you should have some type of structure or understand, okay, this is what we do. And in fact, she did say that. Remember, she's like, I have one for this, I have one for that. So that's even the way of structuring. Getting to it about time, though, when you're doing polygyny, everybody's different in I'm gonna say it, everybody's different in every relationship. So with Kevin, obviously Kevin has set it to where he says, okay, I'm gonna have this time with you. What's the song by SZA? The Weekend. I'm satisfied with the weekend. I might need a couple more days. So that's how Kevin does it. With me, not so much. It is understood, though, that because I live in 2 different states, like I live in New York part-time and in Arizona, where my other 2 sister wives, they live in New York. So they get more time than I do. So now I'm talking about my relationship. So it's set up, it's not like, it's like when he comes to be with me, it's more exclusive and time is set aside for me. So I guess the answer is, yeah, it is structured, but it's not mechanical so much. And I know you took that word back. It's just, it's understood. Like one of my sister wives that I talk to more than the other, but I communicate with both. I tell her, okay, I'm going to be, in New York, or he's coming out here, or she'll be like, he should come out there. So we just, plan that time, and we spend time together. So I hope that is a good enough answer. But we don't live together. Some polygynists, they do live with their wives. I don't. As someone who advises people on poly, I don't advise that you live together as women. It's good to live in close proximity if you can do that, but living in the same house, because as human beings, even women and men, we become territorial in our space, so it gets to be a little bit more complicated, and you have a lot more issues that you probably could avoid if you had separate living spaces. But yeah, I don't live with him, and I don't live with them, and they don't, the other two sister wives, they don't live with him either. So he actually lives by, in his own space. So he has his own place, and each of them have their own place. So there's 3 places there, plus our place. So really, there's 4 places, plus our place that's there in New York. You know what I'm saying? That I go back and forth to. I'm saying a lot. I think I'm taking too long to answer this question, but yeah, no, everything should be structured, and even like monogamous relationships, ours has a type of structuring, how it flows. Okay.
So, do you see a difference, Nicole? Right? Would you be in a polygamous relationship like that was like structured like that? Also, same thing for Sydney. Would you be in something that okay, Sydney?
No, no, I don't knock it. You can't knock what you never tried. But no, because I couldn't deal with a female that intimately and that close in my space for that long. So yeah, I mean, no, I don't. I've never tried it, so I can't knock it. So I'm just basing it on my own personal thought process. So that's gonna be a no.
But what she's saying is that no one's in each other's space. So this is one thing I wanted to also break down the understanding of polygamy. Like people think that everybody's all together and having like some big orgy, but in reality, these are very structured relationships, right? Where you might have one person that has the time for this day.
Okay, so is it more so? Okay, so for me, that's not necessarily a poly relationship. That's just more so sharing a man, which is 90% of single women doing anyway. So in that, if you break it down in that aspect, I mean, 90% of single women and black women in America are sharing men anyway.
Right,
So
and that,
I
and
guess
that is actually what poly is. I mean polygyny. It's not to interrupt you, but yeah, that is what you're doing. It's basically, even though some people don't consider, and I respect if someone says, I don't consider my relationship polygyny or poly. That's that people have a right to say what their relationships are. You know what I mean? But if you look at it technically, poly means multiple. So when you're having multiple interactions in a intimate way, and I'm not just talking about sexual, I mean, spending time, sharing feelings, and sex is also involved. Sex has to be a factor because that's what classifies it as poly. So when you're out there, like you said, when you have men with a bunch of different women, or women with different men, it's essentially poly, but it's not a committed poly. That's what we want to say. Like, you haven't said, okay, this is a marriage. This is a marriage commitment. So that's the difference. And that really is the only difference.
okay. So now that you broke that down, because see, I had a totally different mindset of it. I had a mindset that you got 2 women, 1 man living in the house together, and no, I couldn't. That I could not do. Now, willfully, knowingly sharing a man, I don't know. But I mean, we have to be realistic. 90% of black women in America are sharing men. Now, whether they know it or not, I mean, some of them know, and
Ninety
they're accepting,
percent
and
is
they know it, and
like
they're accepting of it.
90% is like a lot.
I'm back, y'all.
So,
I'm sorry.
so
I was having.
even when okay, so here's the thing. Sydney said that she has different men for different reasons, right? So she's in essence polygamous, whether she believes it or not, or polyandrous.
Right.
Well, let me just say this right now about her, but see, that's where we have to say, I'm getting an echo real quick. But that's where because she said, I'm not doing this. My relationship isn't poly. We have to have a respect, and there's boundaries where you don't tell somebody, yeah, you are doing poly. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, that's your label on your relationship. So if she meets somebody and he says, hey, I see you have multiple guys. I don't like poly. I don't like when somebody has multiple guys. Then he's in the relationship. So he's not in the, he doesn't have the boundaries that we have. You understand what I'm saying? Then he can say to her, yes, it is poly. And then they can have that discussion to where he can say, I decided I don't want to be in this because you are doing poly, even though you say you're not. But we, as you know, it's not my relationship. So when somebody is like, not just, let's not use Sidney, let's use a guy. When a guy is out there and he's calling himself a player and he has a bunch of women, he might say, I don't do polygyny. But we know he is doing polygyny because polygyny means multiple women. But he says, I don't do polygyny. I don't come to him and say, yeah, you're doing polygyny and you better face it. But if I was a woman who he wants to be with and he wants me to be in the relationship, then I can tell him, you know, and does that make sense? We have to, I can't say, it's very important too, because this is where I'm sorry, I'm echoing. When we're approaching relationships, there's things that Sidney, Amber, Nicole, Genesis, Sabrina, there's things that you all might like that I don't like. So I think the problem with us, and when you're talking about that guy that was talking about the flat tire, people take what they feel and how their experiences went in life, and they push them onto everyone else. And I think we do that in when we meet people. When we meet people in other, you know, when I meet somebody, if I was single, and I meet some guy, and then I want him to immediately everything that he wants, he has to, everything that I want, he has to agree with. So I think I kind of went off on a tangent, but my point is, when you say, when Sidney said, no, I'm not doing poly, I leave that alone because it's no point. All right, you're not doing poly, but the people in that relationship, and then we can let Sidney speak on this. The people in that relationship, if they say to her, you're doing poly and I don't like it, or you know you're doing poly, then that's a conversation that they have to have. Did I take it in a different direction?
I just want to better understand.
Well,
So
it's just about different
is poly
desires.
just because you're with multiple people, or is poly more structured to where you have this one man and he is providing for the other women in the house, and or they have a union of however they work it out? Is it more structured and
Poly
more,
is
you know, of an understanding, or is it just a free for all?
No,
That's what I just want to get understanding.
polygyny is polygyny, whether you're married or not. But if you are in a polygynist marriage, that's what we most people, when they hear I do poly, they think, oh, they're talking about marriage. But I'm just making it clear that poly is not just marriage. There's different types. And Nicole was she was hitting on it pretty well. It's like it's already going on. Everybody's doing poly. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, that's the point. And I'm saying that to say because I have 90% of my black female friends are single and never been married. So and I see the shit they're dealing with in relationships, and a lot of them know that they're sharing a man with other women. They may know about one or two women, but they don't. That's all they know about. So what I'm trying to say is that's pretty common. Sure, you broke it down to me in a way that I didn't even understand. Because again, I was thinking, oh, it's one man in the house with two women. I have to kill them because I know how I deal, how I am about my space.
Right.
So
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be like that, and I don't recommend that because most time, like you just said, most people, when I'm talking from women now, because I'm talking about polygyny, and that's multiple women and one man. Most women it's not gonna work out well. You're already sharing your man, and I don't like using that kind of language, but just to be blunt, but when there's all kinds of stuff going on. You got all kinds of unnecessary competition and people in their feelings. Oh, I saw you smack her booty when you didn't smack my booty when I was walking by. It's like you got to be able to keep that. This is my advice. Some people work well living together. Not really. I got to be real. on the surface, it functions well, but there's a lot of underlying if you get to know and counsel and really dig into relationships. So yeah, no, living together, I don't recommend it. But again, there might be some people out there saying, no, I do it fine. So that's great. But yeah, polygyny is going on. And it's not just in heterosexual relationships. Let me throw this out there. There are homosexual relationships, they're doing polygyny as well. And not polygyny, my bad.
Absolutely.
They're doing
yes.
they're polyamorous. I'm not saying everybody is, but if we look at society and the dating and the okay, I know you know how exhausting it is to try to make sure someone is being monogamous.
So it really boils down to the values and the goals that are within each individual when you're getting to know the person before you even start the dating process. Is really getting to know the person beforehand, asking those questions. Hey, do you have a problem with monogamy? Or is it hard for you? How long have you been faithful to one person? What's the longest relationship you've had faithful? You know what I'm saying? So you have to really ask those questions before the dating process even happens, before the emotions get involved, not when you're 6 months in and you're like, oh my God, now I just found out. I think it's important to have those questions when you first start conversing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's a question, because Sydney's been quiet. I want to ask Sidney this question. Do you think men are capable of being monogamous?
They is every day.
I totally do.
That is a great answer.
Yes, I believe some men are capable of it.
Yeah.
No, she said every day. That I think I understand that as he could be monogamous for that day.
Honestly, like Beyonce, I'm stingy with my love, and I just can't. Me personally, I like my one-on-one time, because when I snap my fingers, I mean, get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say this though. Yes. Let me make this clear. When a woman is in a polygynous relationship, it's a mindset. No woman gets up and says, you know what, I want my husband to have a bunch of women. What you do is you realize the nature of men. You realize the nature of men, and you make a choice of what I value in my relationship is honesty, and I value loyalty. And sadly, quite often men lie if they know they want to have multiple women, but they want to please the woman that they love, their first woman, and they don't tell her the truth. And some women are okay with that. A lot of women are, in fact. They're like, yeah, just as long as I don't know, you better not let me find out. And it's a power thing too, where women are like, they when the man cowers, like, oh no, baby, I wasn't looking at her, or no, nothing's on my phone. So with me, I have a lot of issues with lying and sitting in my face, being disloyal, and it's not even about the sex thing so much. You know what my thing is? I don't like, respect is a huge thing, and I know it's a huge thing for I'm not talking like the ladies on the panel. It's not the same for them, but for me, to know that he would be with someone, another woman, and she's sitting there thinking, ha ha,
I got one up on you.
Yeah, I'm with the man. That's what gets me. So I appreciate when she knows, I know you're with him, and so you don't have anything over me, and he already let me know, and we both are in this. He and I know you're the one that's being vetted between both of us, and so yeah, that's where you take that away from the woman who would be called a side piece, and then she sees it as, oh wow, he really respects his wife. So then she gains respect for him and you, and it's a positive thing, as opposed to he's sneaking around, and you know, men.
So do you feel like? So in a way, do you feel like
tell you the same thing that they tell her? They
So in a
need,
way, do you feel like you're settling? Like you've settled because you
no,
don't
I'm winning
you're winning?
because
Okay.
I know that I'm not getting lied to. And when he is interested in another woman, I know about it because he has no fear that I'm gonna leave or bust his windshield out or poison him. Throw hot grease on him while he's sleeping. He knows that he can let me know. So,
Does
but
it
it's
make
just
does it does it make
though.
you question yourself? I'm just asking just questions that most women that will watch this will say. Does it make you question yourself as a woman? Like, what is it about this other one found interest in
Mhm.
that he would want to go and pursue? Does it make you question yourself just on a natural human
Yeah,
being level?
that's a common question, and no, and a lot of women do that even when they're cheated on in monogamous relationships. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the man's nature. It has she didn't win or have something extra. Now, some men will sit and lie to a woman and say, "Well, she don't cook this like you cook it," but he's just souping her up. Because in another 3 months, she won't be new PUSSY anymore, and he'll be on to the next one, singing that same lame ass story about, "Oh, well, I wish that." See, I don't like that. When you complain about one woman to another woman, you don't know how to do polygyny, and you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't
I
ever
have a
do that. Go ahead.
I have a question. I have a question because I mean so we all keeping it honest and keeping it real. I've experienced a threesome before. I'm very confident. I'm one of those chicks. I'm like I don't give a fuck. But I personally believe that a man who is worthy should have could have multiple women. So in your position, I don't know your man. I don't know anything about him. Do you feel like he is a man that number one can afford multiple women? Because in our culture, and I mean, I know a lot of women don't like to hear this, but in our culture, if a man could have as many wives that he can afford. Now, I don't believe a broke man who can't afford to take care of one household should have multiple households. But obviously, I mean, you feel like your man deserves, or he's worthy, or he can take care of multiple women because you're allowing him to do it. So is that kind of where you are on that?
Yeah, that is a great question. And that's exactly where I come from. And when I talk to people about it who are interested in polygyny, women are hypergamous, whether people want to admit it or not. And so some men
What
who
does
aren't,
what does hypergamous mean?
we're always looking for the top. I need the top chief.
The
I'm
top,
coming
the
in the
top,
room.
yeah, the
Who's the
top
guy
man,
who's got everybody around him telling
high
people what
value,
to do?
yeah.
That's who I want to be with.
So that's
So
why they
that's
say that like only like 20% of the dudes are getting like
No, it's
100%
10%, 10% of black men.
right are getting all the women pregnant and having the babies by them and screwing
But
all the
those
men.
are considered alpha males. And I was telling a friend of mine, I don't want an alpha male. I want a masculine man, but I don't want a alpha male because alpha male are just that. They're out there, they beat their chest. Oh, I'm a man, I'm a man. They're out there searching because they're natural hunters like that. So
mm.
yeah, it's still about what type of man that we're choosing. And yeah, there's a difference
and
between a masculine
and
man.
that's a good point, Sabrina. Let me say this: every man isn't. Now, I know it sounds like I'm saying it, like, oh, every man is gonna do polygyny and he's gonna cheat on you. No, there are men who you can sit down with, and he's not that alpha. Doesn't mean he's effeminate, like you said, but he's just not that alpha. He doesn't have the desire to be the head, and he will sit down with you. And I'm gonna be honest, they're out here telling women, get this high value men, get this high value men, get the well, like Sabrina said, these high value men are gonna have these high value mindsets. But when you meet a man who they might say isn't so called an alpha, he will he will be more attentive to your
Yeah, one one
how you
one
feel.
woman.
I
Yes,
mean, he really
So
will.
so so
He'll try to
speaking of
please you more.
because I mean,
speaking
because my mindset on it is again, our culture, and as black women, we have to be realistic. Our culture, it is a man can have as many wives as he can afford. So my whole mindset is if you're dealing with a high value man who can afford multiple women, you might have to just accept the fact that you're going to be in a poly relationship.
Okay, so then we
And
have to
if you're
go
not
back
willing,
to. I'm sorry. Go
huh?
ahead. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
No, no. So I'm just saying, if you're not willing and accepting of it, that's not the type of man you need to be with.
Okay, so now we have to go to the definition of what is a high valued man. Because are we talking about because he's successful does not make him high
I,
value.
I, I would say
Okay.
this. I would
You know
say
what I'm
this.
saying? Because character is what make a person of value.
Well,
I
Kevin
would
said
say
he
this.
said
Okay,
Kevin said
and girl, and that's why
okay.
he's dead on top of a woman that he was paying for. So
Well,
we're
I'm
not
just
going to go to
saying.
Kevin
Let's
Samuels.
not. Kevin, that was an acquaintance of mine. I know how you feel, Sabrina, and I know a lot of sisters are. But you
No,
know that.
I agree with 75% of what he was saying and where he was coming from because again, it goes back to women being accountable. So I could agree with him. I just didn't like the fact of him capitalizing on how he was delivering it just to capitalize off of it
No,
Kevin,
I
financially.
would. I don't.
I just
I
want
didn't
to say
agree
he
with his
didn't
delivery.
pass
What I was
away
saying,
on top of. Just one second.
his
Kevin
definition of a
didn't
high
pass
value man.
away. He didn't pass away on top of a woman. He unfortunately had a heart attack. And I will say this about all of us, our people, we need to take care of our health more.
Yes.
We need to get checkups. But back to what you were saying, I want to see if the other two ladies want to jump in and hear, especially Amber. She said she had a lot of questions. Did she want to weigh in about our conversation on polygyny and she found out some new information, or Sydney?
Yeah, Amber and Sydney, y'all too quiet up in here. Come on now.
Hey y'all. When it comes to that situation at hand, it's just a little sensitive for me because I just don't really know how to feel about it. I feel like it'll never work realistically. And I also feel like it's women basically like degrading themselves to accept a man. Nobody wants to have another female be in no kind of relationship with a man that they love and that they want to be with. It's just not even realistic. So 9 times out of 10, if you're doing it for the need of the man. You know what I mean? And for the want of the man. You're loving him so much that you're not loving yourself, and you're choosing to accept lower than what you will normally accept just to be with that man. A lot of things we do are for the men that we deal with. It's not things that we really want to do. And if we were not with the men in that moment, we probably 9 times out of 10 wouldn't have done the things. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I just feel like when a woman is doing that, being in that type of relationship, poly or whatever, it's more so for the man and not for her. I'm bisexual. I like women, and even me, like I don't want to have to share my man or share the dude that I could possibly marry and have kids with another woman. And then who's to say that he deserved that shit? I feel like when you giving that type of situation to a man, that means he's taking care of home, he's standing on business, he's pouring everything into you, and you just want to reward him to show him like that he's that type of man or whatever. That I understand. But to actually give a man a full blown two-way relationship is just so unnecessary. Like, who's to say that the man even deserves that? It's unnecessary.
And that's why I made the point about that. I would feel he has to be right. I don't feel like a man who can't fucking take care of one woman in one household should have
Should
another
be
one.
able to take care of two. It just don't make sense.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I mean, but again, I agree with that? No, but again, our culture, where we come from Africa. We don't come from, we don't come from these streets, so we don't. A part of our culture is a king, a man can have multiple women as long as he can afford to take care of all households. And if at the moment that he decided he didn't want to be with that woman anymore, he still had to take care of her. So, but you got men out here thinking they can't afford to take care of one house, can't pay the rent in one apartment, think he can go have women all over town. Now that I don't agree with. So that's what I'm saying. It's about, to me. I mean, I feel like it's a reward to the man for being a good man.
You got some males out here that just because they found some females to follow and be up under him, even though he has them sleeping under another woman's household with, you know, that's polyamorous and that he's the king when he can't even afford a household for himself or the two women and kids.
Right.
So
That's my point. That's my point.
That's just, I mean, what do you call that? I mean,
So, Sydney, what is your take on it? What do you think?
Well, we heard Sidney say that she doesn't like sharing, remember?
Well,
yeah,
like I said, I honestly the only way that I could do it is if it's two men, if it's two other men involved, not another woman. That's the only way I could do it.
Wait, you said another man?
Two men.
Yeah, it has to be two men. So
And that would be, and that's possible.
And that's how I would be. As selfish as I am, I would have to be in the situation. I mean, I'm heterosexual and all that, but I'm just saying, if it boiled down to and I had to make a choice, it'd have to be two men.
Yeah.
Y'all are hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I like to be catered to. I like to be catered to.
Somebody say two men.
Yeah, I like to be catered to.
So that means if we all get together, you know, if we all get together, it's like, you know, we'll be all, it's like running a train. But these are both of my two boyfriends.
Wait. I'm not talking about two men at the same time. Wait a minute. I'm not talking about two men at the same time. I'm talking about two men. No.
Well, honey, child, I am.
Yes. But I'm just saying for me, no, I'm talking about in a relationship like that. Yes.
We gonna sometimes all be together. Then it's gonna sometimes where I'm with one of y'all solo. But then, you know, on the weekends we gonna play train. Saturday and Friday.
Oh my.
You feel me?
Yeah,
but like I said,
relationship wise, I wasn't being sexual at the same time.
It has to be another man.
Sydney, as a trans woman, are you also bisexual, or would consider like?
No, I am definitely a heterosexual woman. I tried the whole thing with a woman before, with another guy, with a threesome type of thing. One time when I was out in the club, this very, very attractive couple came up to me. And they said they always wanted to have a threesome with a trans woman. And they wanted me to be that girl. So I said, you know what, let me think about it. So I chugged down a few more drinks. I said, you know what, I'm down. Let's get it. And they took me and I went with them. They both, you know, lived together. They had a very nice condo. We did what we did, but when we did do what we did, I could honestly say I was not turned on by the female at all. She tried to have her little fun with me. She tried, you know, licking my breast, you know, other more things I won't say, but it just wasn't turning me on. So I will just be honest. The only way I was actually enjoying it is because of her man. The man was very attractive, and that's what kept me involved. But you know, really I was just enjoying her nigga. Is it
because you are transgender? Is that the reason why you only wanted the dick? I mean, it's not like you're a real, like, you know, I mean, maybe you're not into girls. So were you not into her because you're not into girls?
No, she was very pretty. This
you couldn't get jiggy with the shit because that's
I want to be what a woman is. I don't want to.
You don't want a woman. Got it.
Yes, exactly. Right. So, no, I tried it. It just wasn't my thing. She enjoyed watching her man clown me out. She loved it. So as long as they both left.
What's clowning you out? I'm sorry, I just need to know. I don't know what the slang means.
Flooded it out. You got flooded out.
Basically, she enjoyed him pound town on me.
Oh wow! What?
She enjoyed watching him while he was pound towning on me. She was playing with herself, watching.
Was they like
Oh
a normal
wow.
regular couple, or were
Huh?
they like
No, they were a real couple. They lived together and everything. They invited me to their house. I went with them when we left the club. I don't know if you guys remember and who. Well, Amber might remember this club. Remember this club called Hearts that used to be in Chicago?
yes, girl?
Hearts. Yeah, that was the club I was at, enjoying myself at Hearts. And the young lady came up to me first and she said, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but me and my man think you are so beautiful and we always wanted to have a threesome with a trans woman. And she's like, we want you to be our first. She did all the talking. The dude, he didn't say nothing. He stayed in his corner where he was at. She did all the talking. So I'm like, you sure? I'm like, you sure he cool with it? Because I'm looking at dude and he was looking fine.
Did
I'm
they
like,
pay?
nah, he not with that.
Did
He
they
not with
pay?
that. She like, trust me. We've had this conversation. He wants to do a threesome with a trans woman. I said, well, let me have a few more drinks. Let me think on it. Come back over. And I told her, come back over to me in about a 30. She came back about 30 minutes. Them drinks went through me. I said, I'm down, baby. Let's get it. And it was all she wrote.
Jenny, you are so funny, G.
And I failed to mention we also recorded too. We definitely video recorded it. It's in my old phone. It's in my old Razor phone. That's how
Do
you.
you have like the full bottom surgery, or you still have your?
Um, you know, I really sometimes I like to play with this because I've it's been several shows, TV shows that I've done where I said I had it and I said I don't. So now when people ask me that, I just be like, you know what? Subscribe to my OnlyFans and find out. How you doing?
Well, listen, I know that a lot
Period.
of shoot, most of the trans people I know have really huge, songs. So
Oh,
Oh
like
yeah,
my
T.S.
God.
Madison?
How
yes,
you know? How you know, Genesis?
Thank
Like
yeah.
you.
T.S. Madison does.
I'm
T.S.
not gonna
Madison.
lie. I've like been on those. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen it.
You guys know who T.S. Madison is, right? She has a huge
Yes. How do
Yes,
you
salon.
know she got a
absolutely.
big dick?
Love T.S. Madison. Love T.S.
She
Madison.
How
has
do
a
you know
huge.
T.S. Madison got a big
That's
dick?
my big sister, and she got a huge shalangalang.
How do you know?
All
She
you gotta
showed
do is
it. She showed it.
type in bigdickbitch.com on Pornhub.
Oh my God. I have to look that up, child.
That
So
thing probably bigger than some of the that her thing probably bigger than some of the men you guys have ever been with in the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. I'm pretty sure she packed a little bit more than a good couple of niggas y'all done had.
Oh yeah.
Lord have
Damn,
mercy.
she let all that weight go to waste.
Oh, she
Oh my
using
God.
it. She
No,
using
don't
it.
let it go to
She's
waste.
using
She
it.
used it.
It
Yeah.
ain't
If
going to
she
waste,
cut
but
it off, that's when
it's
it gotta go
just
to
not
waste.
being used on you women. It's being used on these niggas.
That's unfortunate because we love some weight too.
She weighing the shit out of somebody
Why is
ass.
that
So
unfortunate?
Because we love the
She
weight. I
weighing
mean, let's be
somebody
real. We love
asshole
the weight.
open. Wang, wang,
all
wang.
right.
Shalang.
Tear that booty hole up.
And
So
I mean, that with all due respect. I'm joking.
all right. So the next thing I want to bring up is I want to bring up Anton Daniels. He's been married for to his high school sweetheart. And I want to show like what he said, and I want to like discuss that about marriage, right? So he's been married for like over like 19 years to his high school sweetheart, and I want to talk about the things that he did talked about. What made this easy to, or I wouldn't say it was easy, but how did you get through the storm? Like what? How
It
was
wasn't a storm. It was never a storm. That's the thing. Well, okay. So in order for me to kind of give you the game on what it takes in order to be successfully married, maintaining it for as long as I have, I think the first thing that you got to deep dive into is how do you vet effectively when it comes to finding the person that you're supposed to be with, right? And that's the thing that people skip over. They go on apps, they date people, they slut it out. They have different ways in which they think make sense in their lives, and it's absolutely the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my life. Let me give you the foundation. So I got three brothers, so it's four of us total, no sisters. All of us got married early. All of us are successfully married. My youngest brother, which is 6 years younger than me, he just flew back to Tampa, so he got a house in Tampa that he flying to. All of them are super successful. My father and my mother was married until father passed away in 2017 from an accident. Just life, that just happens, right? And then my mother got remarried about 2 years after my father passed, and so she's still successfully married to a man that is very similar to what my father was, right? Incredibly masculine, wasn't dating around, really, really good dude. He really is like a reflection of what my father was. All nine of my uncles on my mother's side successfully married, never divorced. Both my father and his brother never divorced. So there is a recipe for success. And a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. They want to understand the opposite reaction, which is the toxicity of why somebody is wrong and why, but they don't look for what the solution is, right? So let me give you the game. Vetting effectively comes from surrounding yourself with the right people. Most people don't even understand marriage. Most people don't even understand what to look for, right? And so as a result, people are looking based off of where it is that they at instead of looking at where it is that they're going. Most guys, even if they marry a woman that is ideal for them right now, they're marrying a woman based off of their current circumstance, but they don't even understand where it is that they're going long term. And so when you marry based off of your current circumstance, you're marrying wrong because she's not going to be the same person at 20 or 30 or 40 that she is at 50, 60, and 70. And so because you can't project yourself that way, and because you didn't network effectively, and what people are using in order to find the right spouse is wrong, the formula that we have today is wrong. You can't even get into a situation where you can sustain it because you guys are not equally yoked. You are not going in the same direction. You don't have the same vision. You don't have the same mindset. You weren't raised the same way. She's not going to be submissive under your vision. She's going to evolve. She's going to be different. You're going to be different. And then you guys can't continue to maintain what is or grow together and create what is a dynamic situation where you can lean into each other to show you what successfully being married looks like, right? And so how to vet effectively, first of all, is not to date. You should not be dating. You should not be on an app. You should not be inviting people out to dinner. Guys should not be out here spending a bunch of money in order to court a woman, taking her to Ruth Chris, Benihana, substantiating her lifestyle. The things that you're going to ask at the dinner table is all going to be wrong because all you're trying to do is deflower what this lie and this presentation layer that somebody is putting on to you instead of just purely understanding what that person is about. When you network effectively, when you're around people.
So what do you guys think about that?
No lies told. Okay.
I agree with him.
There's nothing wrong. My only thing I would say is he's great for marriage counseling, as far as not marriage counseling, but giving, advice to people that are looking to get married and so on and so forth. He'd be good for that. But I see him a lot in these single streets, you know what I'm saying? Focused on what's going on in the single world. If you've been married pretty much all your life, as far as, age and married, you really can't understand what's going on here now with people who have been married and divorced, people who been in long-term relationships and broke up or whatever and have children. You really can't. How can you speak on it? I mean, you can speak on it, but you really can't. Like Oprah. Oprah can give me great business advice, but Oprah can't give me marriage advice or how to raise children, no matter how many books she's read or how many people she's surrounded herself with. You know what I'm saying? So he's been married all his life. All that's been around him has been successful marriages. So yeah, you can tell me why these relationships fail. But if you go further into some of his dialogue, he talks about how single women with children are not marriageable. They should not be dating.
So he's saying that we should not be dating, right? He said we should
Well, he
not.
hasn't said that yet, but that is what he says, is that women with children should not be. whether she's been divorced, widowed, whatever. If she has children, she is no longer um, uh, of value to be dated. But if that's the case, why is it okay for his mother to have remarried? Isn't that a contradiction?
I agree.
I mean, he just said his dad unfortunately passed. She has 4 boys, even though they're grown and successful or whatever. She's widowed. She's single. Why is it okay that she got remarried? What makes her of value to be remarried?
Amber, I think you're trying to say something. Go ahead and take the phone off mute.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What were you saying?
No, I was agreeing. I wasn't saying anything. I was agreeing.
Nicole, what do you think about what he said?
Oh, were you asking me with about what he said?
Yeah, do you think that that's right? We should not be dating. We should not be going on apps. We should just not.
Well, I mean, I feel like what he said is I agree with it to a certain degree. I feel like I'm not just gonna say everything he said is okay because as a woman, I'm gonna do what the fuck I gotta do. So if I want to date, I'm gonna date. If I want to fuck, I'm gonna fuck. Okay, well, y'all get the drift. So it's like, yes, he was right to a point, but I feel like when you let men get too comfortable, they just get to talking. We gotta understand these dudes are talking because they can. We can't take everything so literal and personal. These people just fucking talking. That's how I look at it. I don't know.
So you think he just running his mouth? Okay, so
Yes, I think he's just running his mouth because
Ladies, I
first
had a
off, the
great
real
talk with you
women.
guys. My phone is dying. See you guys on the 20th. I had a great
Okay.
chat.
Peace. Nice to talk to you.
You
Um,
guys be safe.
I want to just chime in and say real quickly, like I mean, for him, he's speaking from his expertise and his experience, and it's working for a lot of people who resonate with him. One thing I do want to address that I think it's important to say is this new thing about men saying don't spend money on women on dates. Um, you know, you want your woman, they want us to look a certain way, they want us to act a certain way, but they don't want to do what men should do since he's very traditional, which is show that you can pay and you can afford. So in the traditional days, which I have something similar for him, similar to him. I come from a family of married people, married parents, married brothers and sisters, married aunts and uncles. They show their wives that they can pay. They take their wives out. Dates are important. Dating is very important. What else can you do? How are you going to get to know that he can financially afford you? And I didn't get to speak on this. That doesn't mean that he can say, "Well, you don't bring anything to the table." You're supposed to be able to be financially capable of taking me out and making me feel like you put money aside and you spent extra money on me. That's what men do because remember, women are hypergamous. Even if you have a certain budget, you can only spend $100 on the whole date. I need to see that you've done that for me and that you spend some money on me because you want me to look a certain way, you want me to act a certain way, you want me to treat you a certain way. Well, I want to see that you can also afford me, afford me as a woman. I want to make sure that that's clear. And these men out here are trying to get away with not when you say they don't want to date, that's because they don't want to do what they're supposed to do as men, which is go in your pocket and spend some money on the ladies that you're interested in. Okay.
And that is so true because I have a lot of single male friends that I talk to on a regular that I be like, and because I'm their friends, I understand why they are not married. And I had one of my guy friends tell me the other day that he's seeing a couple chicks. That's why I said 90% of black females are sharing men. They may not want to call themselves polys, but they are. And so he was kind of telling me, yeah, I got a friend that this little girl I've been seeing, and She's been hollering, hit me up, hit me up, hit me. Because I asked him, what are you doing? What you doing this weekend? He was like, well, I got this little girl. She been hit me up, and she kind of cute, but I don't know if I want to fuck with her this weekend. I said, well, why? And he said, yeah, 'cause she be wanting, she be wanting niggas to take her out and spend a lot of money on her and shit. She be wanting to go to the expensive restaurants and shit. I rather just date the chitty chick. And I'm like, wow. So yeah, but I have to blame. In all honesty, I have to blame women because in that same breath, I have friends that will sleep with a man and won't even make him take her out to eat, or won't sleep with a man in a parking lot and won't make them get a room. So we're creating a lot of these behaviors in men because we are lowered our standards so low because we're desperate or thirsty. Some, I'm not saying all, but I'm just saying, I'm talking, and I told them this to their face, so they know because they're so desperate and thirsty because they've reached that age, never been married, want a man, want to be married, that they're allowing a lot of this behavior, and it's creating a culture with men that they feel like they don't have to do that. So for him to say, well, yeah, I don't want to go out with this one because she want to go to, Perry Steakhouse. I'd rather go out with the chick that let me take her to Chili's. So a lot of that is on us. A lot of that is on us. I'm just saying.
Okay. I want to say that's not what I get what you're saying, but that's not exactly what. See, for in the defense of men, women shouldn't be telling a man to break his budget and go not be able to pay rent. My thing is, there are women.
I don't mean to cut you off, but that's not breaking his budget. He makes damn good money.
So he makes it. So he's just being cheap.
No, he's
okay. So he's being cheap.
No, it's not that. Let me. I'm gonna say this. He's a corporate attorney. He makes the money. He dates multiple women, but because he's dating multiple women, and some of these women are not requiring that, he's low. He's he's realized, oh shit. Well, I can get with this one, and I ain't got to spend all the money that I got to spend on this. He has the money. Trust me, he has the money. So that's what I'm saying. So a lot of that is us.
Yeah, let me get in here and straighten out what I was saying. Okay, so I'm even if he's got millions of dollars, if he wants to take her to Chili's, he's taking her out. Now I would be okay if a man takes me somewhere that's not expensive. That's not my point. My point is you want to go in your pocket and show me that you will pay for me to go out with you, and we're going to do the ritual of a date. And it does. So I'm making sure, because I know there are women out there who will just go out with a man that they don't even like, and they'll go do what you said. They'll go have sex with the dude who doesn't take them out, and they'll let the one guy take them to dinner, and then he feels like, wow, I took her to dinner, and now she went and had sex with another guy. So I know there's an issue where men are worried about that, but you got to get to know, like what the man said on the clip. You got to get to know who you're actually going out with. You got to get to know the person. So if you know this is a woman who's going to use you and have you take her out to an expensive place just so she can get a good meal and then go sex another guy, then you are making wrong choices. But what I'm saying is, men don't even want to take women anywhere now. They don't want to do anything.
But because a lot of women, I'm gonna tell you what my cousin told me the other day. Women have lowered the price of coochie. See, back when I mean, I don't know. I'm 50, so I'm older. So back when we were coming up, that was not allowed. A lot of females today don't even require a man to take them out. That's
right. Like, I agree.
So they've lowered the standards. So now men are like, well, shit. Why am I gonna waste my time with the chick who is requiring me to take her out and spend money on her when I can go just bang the chick that don't require that? So
they made it acceptable. Why buy the cow when you can get the
milk for free? So a lot of this is us. I blame us. I tell my sisters this all the time. Like, why are you fucking a dude who won't even pay for a hotel room? Why are you fucking a dude in a parking lot? But when we were coming up, that was not acceptable. As young women,
are these women that are your age doing the sex in the parking lot?
Between the age of 35 and 50, absolutely fucking yes.
Okay, well then they've got issues, because remember you said
serious issue. But here's the problem, because they have.
But I'm not saying people shouldn't have sex in the parking lot if they're in a relationship.
That's not what I'm saying. Listen,
I think you shouldn't, because real quick, I just want to say this. I want to say this. You could get a ticket and get a violation
Listen,
and
I
be,
will,
you
I
would
will,
have to
I will
register.
fuck, I
Well,
will fuck my
I just
man.
want to get this out. I just want to
Okay,
get my saying, and then you
okay.
can talk. If you do public sex, though, you got to be careful because you can get registered as a sex offender if you get arrested. Okay, go ahead.
No, okay. What I'm trying to say is this. Listen, what I'm saying is it's not it's because he doesn't want to pay for a room. That's and y'all are lowering and what I'm trying to tell them and try to get them to understand. And yes, that's an issue with them because y'all are doing this is lowering the standards of men. So now they feel like, okay, why should I spend money on you when I can go get the chick that doesn't require me to spend money? Why should I do this for you when old girl over here is not requiring all that? So
Right,
y'all too demanding, y'all too bougie, y'all too. That's where all this shit is coming from. So
right,
if women would maintain the standard that we maintain coming up, see, you couldn't even show up at my house and honk your horn to take me somewhere when I was coming up. You had to knock on the fucking door and talk to my mama and say, "Hey, me and your daughter finna go here." Now, shit, meet me at
That is so true. That is
meet
so
me on the
true.
corner. I'm gonna jump in the car.
That is
You know,
so true.
they have women have lowered their
So
standards
true.
so low when it comes to dealing with the men that they don't have to work for it anymore. They had back in the day they had to work. They don't have to work. They don't have to take you out. They don't have to get no room. They don't have to spend no money on it. They ain't got to buy you no flowers. They ain't got to do none of that. So my thing is, for a man, the reward is the coochie. So if I can get the coochie without putting in no work, why the fuck would I deal with this chick over here that's gonna require me to do work?
But again, let's go back. We're talking about what quality of men we're talking about here because we have boys, we have grown
Listen,
boys,
I'm
and then
talking about
we have men.
I'm speaking on grown ass men that earn good ass
No, no,
money
no, no, no,
that are
no.
single.
Just because they high earning and just because they of a certain age does not mean that they are men.
Absolutely.
Because men think and behave like men, just like women behave like women.
I
Real,
totally,
I'm
I
not gonna say
totally
real women, but
agree.
I'm talking about
But
yeah.
when I have these conversations with these third level, because most of my single guy friends would be considered high value men. Now I ain't gonna say alpha, but when I say high value, they have their own homes, they have business, they have successful careers, they
They're
make good money. They're
asset men.
huh?
Okay, they are high asset
High
men.
income men.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say alpha. I'm not gonna put no label alpha, beta, whatever. But they high income earning, don't have a bunch of baby mamas, own business, own home. They have their shit together. They have so many fucking options that they don't have to put in no work. And this is why my sisters are out here in these streets. I got married early. Like when I got married in my 30s. When all my friends who are now still single was out here chasing the ballers or chasing this. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go get this guy over here that got this good ass job, 9 to 5, basic dude. I'ma chill. You know what I'm saying? They was like, oh no, I want the baller, I want the rapper, I want the this. And now they're single and they still have that same mindset. So they're dealing with the men who who are still kind of on that level income wise, and they have so many fucking options. They don't have to do shit. They don't have to put in no work. None. Zero. I've seen it. And they're sharing. And here's the key. They're sharing this nigga and they know they sharing them. Like they have literally met the other woman. Other woman said, we both fucking them. Fuck it. We just go both be fucking. What day you want? So they don't have these. So the men don't have to do shit. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand.
Shay. So listen. So listen. We're reaching 1:53. I don't want this to go past 2 hours.
right. I have to get going.
I'm going to play one last clip from Anton Daniels. We lost two of our people up here. They had to go, but uh, I want to talk about what he says. This last one here. Go ahead.
Majority of my time pouring into the person that's actually adding the most value into my life right now than to ever be entertaining the possibility of somebody else coming in and participating in what it is that she's been shooting in the gym and helping and pouring in the building with me. So I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I think that most people can't even manage to figure out how it is that they can get into a successful relationship with one person. How are people even having a conversation about what the possibility is as far as what polygamy is? I think that that's a demonic spirit in a lot of people, right? I think that what you see happening out here in society today is that people are reverse engineering and re-engineering what it is that they're supposed to be doing. And instead of spending the majority of their time on the things that add value into your life, we become over-sexualized. We become obsessed with the idea of porn. We become obsessed with the idea of spreading our seed around without any kind of accountability that comes along with it. And we can't even afford, and I'm talking about financially, we can't even afford to sustain our own household without help from somebody else in order for us to survive. At what point do we introduce sex or additional relationships into a conversation where people can't even sustain themselves? It doesn't even make sense fundamentally on a basic level. Removing the whole spirituality aspect of it, it doesn't even make sense. It makes no sense at all. So I can't subject myself to something that doesn't make sense for me at all.
Okay, that's it. There we go. Okay, so so that's the final clip that I wanted to show, and I wanted to like get your last opinions on that. So bottom line is that we all, I believe that, you know, the reason why I really wanted to end on polygamy is because that hook or crook, we're pretty all like, if you're dating a guy, you know what I'm saying, and he has multiple partners, you're pretty much in a polygamous relationship, right? If you have a arrangement, you're pretty much in the same thing. If you're a side chick, pretty much the same thing. Now we've had people up on the panel that says, you know what, I have different people doing that do different things. We have one person say, hey, listen, I'd prefer to be with two guys versus like just two women. So let's go out with thoughts from Napay and Sabrina on both on this subject.
You want me to go first?
Yes, go ahead, hon.
Okay, great. Thank you. Those are actually his opinions, and I respect his opinions. Um, you know, there are so many, what are there, over 7 billion people in the world, and there are so many different relationships and so many different ways that they work. So, his opinion is that polygyny is not good. He gave us why it's his opinion, and so that's fine. Um, for him, it wouldn't work because he says, you know, it wouldn't work. For That's why I was saying the thing about respecting other people's relationships. When you have someone saying that they're a relationship specialist and a counselor and someone who can lead you to have your best relationship, and they have such a narrow way of thinking that they can't see past their own relationship, then it becomes an issue. You understand? So if he's just a person and we're just friends, or we're just listening to his idea about poly, fine. But he's taking the position of, I'm teaching you how to have your best relationship. And then he's saying, he even used the word demonic. There are people who don't even believe in, some people don't even subscribe to the idea of demons, you know? So it would be great maybe if he has a Christian base, and maybe for people who resonate with him who are solely monogamous. But so I respect his opinion, but it's only an opinion, and it's not, because it's only an opinion, it's not something that you can say, okay, I'm teaching you the right way to have a relationship, and my way is the best way. I think you should listen to me because you just told me something that just fits your life. You understand? So absolutely, I respect him, but polygyny works for thousands of people, and even people who believe in the Bible and God, like I think he does. So yeah, that's all I want to say. I hope I didn't come across too abrasive, but that's just his opinion, and it's not any type of advice that someone should be giving if they're calling themselves a relationship guru.
Well, that's the thing that's going to be interesting in this town hall, is we're going to be able to tackle those things, and you know, I'm sorry I didn't get like really exit everybody out. They like kind of like had to go because time, because this conversation got really juicy. You know what I'm saying? So bottom line is that uh the pot is that, so I want you to sign out and give some last thoughts real quick.
Definitely. I want to say thank you so much to Genesis, um, for letting me spend time with you. Very interesting, beautiful ladies. Thank you, Sabrina, to the sister Nicole, Sydney, and Amber. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on the 20th, and to your audience, whoever is watching on the playback or even watching right now. Thank you for lending your ear. Okay, peace, ladies. Peace, Sabrina.
Bye. See you
I love
later.
your necklace, by the way.
Much love, much love.
Well, I'm going to be listening to your answer, Sabrina. I'm
It's
going to be
real
off in the
simple.
cloud.
Right.
Okay,
So
peace.
Sabrina is our moderator for the night. So it makes sense to like end it off with her being like she being like the owner of the preference dating app, also being the moderator of the show. What do you think?
Um, with all the men and all the women that are involved, just period, and all the different relationship statuses out here, um, it's all about preference. So, with that being said, I respect everybody and whatever their choice is, as long as it's legal, as long as it's not hurting anybody, it's your choice. I mean, I can't go in anybody's household and say you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong. Yes, on different religious spaces, there are guidelines, but just face value, whatever your preference is, there's somebody out there for you. Don't hurt nobody. Make it consensual and live your life.
And check out the preference dating app on the Apple Store and the
Google
Android
Play, yes.
Store.
Yep.
Go ahead and sign up and opt out, and then also check out the Zulu Vision app, as well as come to the event.
Come
And
on
you're going to see the
out.
commercial is about to be loaded right now.
Want to
And
know what your views are on these different topics? Come out, enjoy yourself, eat, hear some great entertainment. Thank you so much, Genesis, for putting all of this together, for thinking about the people and what's needed out here. So I appreciate you for inviting me on this journey that you're having.
thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So good night, you guys. And signing off.
Bye.
Get ready for an engaging and musical evening at the historic Texas Theater in Dallas, Texas on September 20th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Join us for a meeting of the minds, love and relationship town hall. Brought to you by Alchemizing Energy and Zulu Vision. Sponsored by Real Life Productions, Preference Dating, Inner City Creative Group, and House of Consciousness. Hosted by Sa Netter of House of Consciousness and moderated by Sabrina Williams of Preference Dating. This event features a lineup of renowned experts, including Anton Daniels, Napay Shadah, Kevin Wesley, Amber Ali of Jocelyn's Cabaret, The Smart Guy, Baba Shaka, and Sidney Starr from Batty South Atlanta. Performances by Shaka Zulu and the Tribe Zulu family, and Phil Wade. Elevate your experience with exclusive balcony VIP seating, complete with delectable vegan cuisine from Zulu Vegan Cooking. Participate in this interactive town hall where your voice matters. Engage in thought-provoking discussions on topics like dating, polygamy, polyamory, monogamy, swinging, and single lifestyles. Connect with like-minded individuals. Tickets go on sale now, so get yours today because this event will sell out.